Well, hi everybody, old Gare out here by the fireplace again this week. Good drink of coffee. Thank you, Carla. You make the best coffee in the world. Hey, that's right. We're back out here by the fireplace drinking coffee because it happened again. Every week about this time, we have big cold fronts come through. And it's been kind of a rough week weather-wise, but still there's been some good reports coming in. I mean to tell you, we have a lot to talk about on today's program. Some nice crappie being caught out at Truman, and some nice crappie are starting to show up pretty good out at Stockton and Pomme. We got a good report, and good reports for crappie fishing out at Table Rock. We'll be visiting about this, and I know you folks out around Beaver that watch us on the groups out there. Boy, I know it's been a lot of rain and they're letting some water out of the dam, but still earlier in the week, midweek, just a couple of days ago, they're still catching crappie out there. Some nice crappie and a few stripers. So we'll be talking about this. And we have a great video for you at the end of the program we want you to watch. It's just cute as a bug. And we have a great photo of the week coming out of Pomme de Terre I know you're going to enjoy. And then at the end of the program, Kathy and I have selected some great photos for our photo roll, our fishing photo roll that I know you're going to enjoy. And I want to thank all the thousands of viewers this past week or two. My golly, we've been getting a lot of views. I want to thank all the people throughout the Ozarks and also in Kansas City and St. Louis. And we have a lot of people from out of the area that enjoys the program. So we want to thank you all very much. And if we have time, we're going to answer a couple questions. We're getting a lot of people emailing us questions, and we're going to try to answer a couple of them at least at the end of the program. So we have a good show for you. Boy, it's going to warm up for the weekend, you know. Not too bad today. Saturday's going to be maybe in the 40s, 50 maybe if we're lucky. Sunday, I'm hearing 60 degrees, and Monday as well. So we have something to look forward to. So I'm telling you, we got a good show for you. So let's go fishing.
Fish and Chums!
Well, you know, Beaver Lake, they've been having some rain out there the last few days. And it's been a little tough, but the tough guys get out there and catch fish. Good coffee. I've got some allergy problems. I always get allergies this time of the year when the cedar trees and the pine trees start doing their thing. Anyway, so kind of bear with me. Out at Beaver, they've been having some rain, and the lake's a little dirty. And if you're a good fisherman, a tough fisherman that don't mind getting wet or fishing in the rain, the snow, the sleet, whatever, they can usually figure them out. In fact, C.A. Douglas was out yesterday, then also earlier in the week, and it was tough for him to figure a little pattern out, but he always does. And look at these beautiful fish that he caught earlier in the week. My golly, and that's high water, and he's just a good fisherman. He was out yesterday, I understand, as well, and caught a big old mess, even in that high water. So crappie fishing can be good out at Beaver. And they've been catching some stripers, mainly over the past weekend. Ryan Mattingly was out the other day. Look at this, nice stripers. And Zach was out the other day. And look at this beautiful lady he fished with. And they really caught some nice stripers well over the past weekend. Just shows you those stripers are there. Some people are catching them on live bait off those long gravel points. Other people are locating them in deep water, maybe 100 feet of water. But they're getting out there with their locators and find them streaking and find them moving around. They may be down 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 50 feet of water, but you can catch them this way as well. Now, they've been releasing quite a bit of water down below the dam, so the below the dam fishing's been a little tough, but we'll be keeping you informed on this because before they were doing that, they were catching walleye and a lot of trout down there. Beaver, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lake, that's for sure. Okay, let's go out to Table Rock. Table Rock's been pretty good this week. Very few fishermen out, but over the past weekend they caught fish. And boy, I've had some good crappie reports. In fact, that's what I want to do this weekend. I tell you what, if you're looking for something to do crappie-wise with this nice weather moving in the next few days, go where I love to fish. I've been fishing it for years, is getting up in the James River arm around Cape Fair, also Point 15, where Flat Creek comes in, and even back into Flat Creek, a good area to catch crappie, and they're catching them there right now. So you might want to get out and the James River up around Point 15, those bluffs, ooh boy, and get that timber, ooh, you can have some great fishing. I love that fishing this time of the year. So the crappie fishing has been good at Table Rock. Bass fishing's been good. If you're looking to go out there this weekend, this is what I'd recommend to have in your tackle box. I'd recommend an A-rig, that's for sure. You need an A-rig. That's been producing. They've been picking up some fish also on the quieter days, getting out and looking for the shad. That is the key right now. Maybe a drop shot. And they've been picking up some fish, dragging jigs or flipping jigs as well. And you might want to get into those, find some big schools of shad, try to get down there with a grub or a spoon or an ice jig. You could have some pretty good fishing out there. But the jerkbait fishing, boy, be sure to have jerkbaits. There's been some nice bass caught on some jerkbaits. In fact, David Pilgrim was out the other day over the past weekend, and he caught a few bass. Look at old David here. Nice fish, Dave. Nice fish. And my old buddy Jordan Lear, he fishes everywhere. He's like myself. You never know where he's going to be. He might be at Truman, Pomme de Terre, Stockton. He was out at Table Rock the other day, and look at this nice fish that my buddy Jordan Lear picked up. So the bass fishing has been good. And boy, don't overlook that crappie fishing. By the way, some nice walleye are showing up more and more all the time out at Table Rock, up that White River Arms, one good area, the Kings River. Boy, get out there, and even a few walleye been caught, I understand, up the James River. So get out there and maybe try a walleye this weekend as well. Okay, let's go out to Taneycomo. Earlier in the week, they were releasing quite a bit of water over the dam. Some gates were open. And I understand they slowed that down, so they're generating a little bit, creating a flow, of course, to drift. And look at this from Trout Hollow Resort. Look at this nice photo of a trout caught over the past weekend. Beautiful trout. And there's been some limits caught out there. You know, we were out there the other day. Carl and I caught a nice mess of fish. And when they're releasing water through the turbines and even over the dam, a lot of shad are coming through. I talked about this briefly last week. So be sure to have white jigs, 16th ounce. If there's a big current, may even want to go to an 1/8 ounce. And if there's no current, go to a 32nd or a 16th ounce. And might jig yourself up some fish. We caught them the other day. It was real slow. We were in the fish. We couldn't get them to bite. Then I went to the Berkeley Power Egg, the white. And boy, we really caught some nice trout by using this out at Taneycomo the other day. And they've been picking up for the live bait fishing. A few fish have been caught on night crawlers, and minnows is a good bet this time of the year for you live bait fishermen out of Lake Taneycomo. Thanks to our friends out of Trout Hollow Resort for that nice photo. Great place. All right, let's go out to Bull Shoals Lake. Excuse me. Bull Shoals, same story the last few weeks. Watching the birds, the seagulls, that can pay off for you. They've been chasing out there. Some of the shad are coming out of the creek areas, kind of moving out on the main lake. There's still some fish back, not halfway back in the creek arms. But I tell you what, A-rig's been good out there. Try that A-rig this weekend. Also do a little jerkbait fishing. Throw some jigs, drag some jigs. And they've been picking up a few fish on, if you happen to pick up a windy day, kind of overcast, don't overlook that wigglewort. I'm sure on the points and secondary points you could do this as well. A few crappie have been caught out at Bull Shoals. Not many people fishing out there, but the ones who have been going up that deeper water, 25, 30, maybe even 40 feet over that brush. Find the shad anywhere around some brush, you'll have a chance of picking up some crappie. And when you do at Bull Shoals, they're really nice size. I've heard of a few crappie being caught around the docks as well at Bull Shoals. Okay, let's go out to Stockton Lake. Gosh, we love Stockton. Todd Lanning was out the other day. Earlier in the week, he and his buddy picked up a quick limit of crappie. Been picking up some fish on chartreuse jigs. The ice, blue ice has been doing good as well. Some people are just straight jig fishing and maybe down 25, 30, 35, 40 foot of water. But they are catching them. I'd have to look for them. Find the shad. You're going to find some fish over that deep water brush. And they've been picking up some fish as well, and some around some of the timber in about 10 to 15 feet of water. But it seems like that deeper water fishing has been a little bit better out there. Todd, good going. You always catch those fish out there. You're a great crappie fisherman. And we've had a report of the bass fishing's not too bad at Stockton. Umbrella rig's been good, the A rig. They've been picking up some fish on jerk baits and jigs. And we've had a fair report, not too much to report on. The walleye might be good, better this weekend. Points, secondary points. And this is the time of year at Stockton. Boy, here we are in the middle of February. The evening and early morning fishing or nighttime fishing along the dam with jerk baits can really pay off. So you may want to check out Stockton this upcoming weekend. Sounds good. Let's go out to Pomme de Terre. That fishing's been pretty good out there this week for the few hardy souls been going out there fishing. In fact, Jeff Welch was out the other day. He took his son Logan, and this is going to be our photo of the week. Logan, look at this beautiful, beautiful young man with this beautiful crappie. Boy, I tell you what, Jeff, you have a fishing partner for many years to come, and he's a good-looking kid, good going. I tell you, Logan, great photo. Photo of the week. Now, Jeff found these fish down by the dam at Pomme de Terre in about 30 feet of water on jigs. So I think chartreuse. So get out there and try Pomme de Terre this weekend for some crappie fishing. All right, let's go out to Truman Lake, and I want to say hats off to the Great Outdoors Guide Service. They were out the other day. Picked this photo up from Dan Huff over at Truman Lake area fishing, and gosh darn, I tell you what the boys were doing the other day. They were out with Michael and Chris Parker, and also Chase Miller was out. And look at all these beautiful fish that they caught out at Truman. Gosh darn, they've caught some nice fish out there. So Great Outdoors Guide Service. And also Joe and Dalton Seacrest was out the other day as well. Look at these beautiful fish. Wow. And they're catching these in the mouth of the creeks, and I tell you, in about 10 feet of water, I understand, 10, 15 feet of water. And really nice when you search them out and find some shad and find a little bit of structure out at Truman. Look at these guys. They've just caught a lot of crappie out there this week out at Truman. And they've been picking up some fish as well. Some catfish out on the flats, I understand, on cut shad. But I tell you, the crappie fishing, look at those photos. Good going. Great Outdoors Guide Service out at Truman. Lake the Ozarks, Matt Poe has been out. My golly, he's been fishing at the upper end, maybe close to the Truman Dam, but he's been just fishing off the bank. Look at all these crappie that he's been catching the last few days. Just slow rolling jigs out there, I believe a chartreuse. And so you may want to try the upper end of the Lake the Ozarks, crappie fishing this weekend. And also out on the main lake, they're still catching some crappie in about 15 to 20 feet of water over the brush. And some people are still shooting the docks. The very few people who have been doing this really catching some nice fish, shooting 32nd ounce, I think a chartreuse, and letting it fall and slow rolling it. And you could catch some nice crappie at Lake the Ozarks this weekend. But that upper end, hard to beat right now. And they've been picking up at Lake the Ozarks some nice bass. Very few people bass fishing, but it seems like jerkbait fishing, work it real slow, you know how it can go. And they're catching some nice bass on jerkbaits and jigs. Okay, speaking of Truman, the Truman Lake area fishing out there, great group, and we really appreciate them letting us show our video on that group. But Dan Huff put this thing together just a few years ago, and he has over 20,000 members now. Tip of the hat, a salute to Dan Huff. What a great group. Well, got time just for a couple questions I picked out. Then we're going to get out here and let you guys go fishing. Gary, I tune into your show every week. When do you actually shoot the show? Well, I tell you what we do. This is Matt from Clinton, I think out of Clinton. I just say Clinton. It could be Clinton, Arkansas, or most likely Clinton, Missouri, out there by Truman. But I tell you what we do. We try to shoot it every Thursday. That way, because we put this on the air every Friday morning between 6 and 7 o'clock in the morning. So if I wait till Thursday, I get the latest reports for you. And so we do it every Thursday morning or afternoon, and then Kathy, we edit it, Kathy edits it, and we put it on the air every Friday morning between 6 and 7. And that brings to mind, I had another question too. People were asking about YouTube or Facebook. You can pick up Fishing Chums either way, but if you're going to go to YouTube, be sure to check it. Go to Fishing Chums Fishing. Fishing Chums Fishing, that will take you right to it. Now, we used to have a lot more viewers on YouTube, but they kind of went over to Facebook, and so we don't care where you watch it, it all counts. And but if you do want to go to YouTube, YouTube Fishing, that we really appreciate that. And be sure to share and like and share. And if you're over on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Kathy put that up there. Just push that button, subscribe. There you go. Then you'll never miss out. You'll be notified. You'll never miss out on any action we're having here on YouTube. Facebook, you can go get us on Fishing Chums group. Hey, we have about 1,000 members. We just started this group here recently. We already have over 1,000 members, I believe. And that way we get to share information with our groups, talk a little bit. And we have a lot of fun doing this throughout the week as well. And also be sure, if you'd like to send us some photos, just go to our email or ask any questions. I have one more question coming up here. Just go to our Fishing Chums, our email, fishingchums@gmail.com. Last question comes out of Springfield. Gary, a few years ago, I seen you on Jimmy Houston Outdoors. Yeah, old Jimmy was an old fishing buddy of mine. Years ago, we used to do a lot of hunting and fishing together. And you were fishing a world championship peacock bass fishing tournament. Well, that's right. Quickly, hopefully I can find a photo I'll share with you on this particular deal, because they selected 5 Americans to go fish against 5 of the top South American anglers in Venezuela in 1989 at Lake Guri. And great peacock bass fishing lake. Wow, they have a jungle area and a big lake area, and oh, it was a lot of fun. So I was selected in this group. Now get this group. And we went against the top South American fishermen. But in our group, Jimmy Houston, Roland Martin, that's a pretty tough group there already. Virgil Ward, remember Virgil? He was one of the pioneers in television shows, great old friend of mine. And Greg Ward, his grandson, they filmed out there. And myself. And boy, we really put it on the South Americans. Man, I tell you, I don't think they knew what they were getting into. This American team was really tough. But we won the world championship and had such a great time. And hopefully I can find that photo to put it up here. So thank you for those questions. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Okay, we have our photo roll coming up, our fishing photo roll coming up here in a second. I want to thank you very much for joining us. Be sure to share with your friends and your relatives and anybody, any fisherman, anybody that might enjoy this program, because we love to have new members join us. We're chummers, I call them. Be a chummer, fishing chummer. So be sure to share. Appreciate that. Well, Kathy, we have some good photos to roll. So thank you all for being with us today. Love you very much. And hope to see you on the water this weekend. If not, we'll see you next week at this very same time. Happy outdoors, everyone.